Hello, I'm John Brisson, author of Fix Your Gut and Health Coach. Welcome to the Fix Your Gut YouTube channel. Today we're going to discuss, it's going to be a short video, we're going to discuss a topic that I get asked quite frequently, which is when is the best time to take probiotic supplements? Now, I'm going to first off start this video by saying that, and I've talked about, probiotic supplements and whether that they survive or colonize, or if they don't survive and it's just immune reactions to eating dead bacteria, the reason why some people get better and some people get worse. But for the sake of this video, we will go on the assumption that the microorganisms colonize when you ingest them. So the best times to take a probiotic supplement for most people is either when they first wake up in the morning or right before they go to bed. And the reason being, there's multiple reasons. The most optimal time is right before one goes to bed. The reason being is because hopefully your last meal was around 6 or 7 p.m. So when you go to bed around maybe 10 or 11, your stomach is empty. So when you ingest the probiotic supplement with a little bit of water, that your stomach pH is more elevated and that the bacteria, if the capsule opens up or if it's a liquid, that they would be able to survive. They also wouldn't be exposed to a lot of bile that they would normally when you ingest food, because many bacteria are killed off by bile and stomach acid too as well. They are not able to survive a very low pH, or they're not able to survive bile. So if your stomach's empty, your duodenum's empty, you're not eating a whole bunch of food that would cause stomach acid production or bile expression like you would when you ate dinner, when you had a steak with roasted potatoes and asparagus and butter and sour cream. And there's a lot of stomach acid needs to be produced to break down that protein in the steak, and a lot of bile needs to be produced for all the fats of the extra virgin olive oil with the potatoes and butter and sour cream and everything, and the fat on the steak. And that's going to kill off a lot of bacteria in the supplements that you ingest. So if so instead of taking them with a meal like dinner, instead of taking them before bed, hopefully most of that food's already gone through. And in doing so, hopefully that the bacteria that you ingest will survive more, and it'll make it to the areas to colonize where they're supposed to, like bifidobacterium, for example, which colonizes the colon. Most strains of lactobacillus colonize the upper gut. There's some like lactobacillus plantarum that colonize the colon. But yes, and the reason also too, as far as taking it right before bed as well, as I forgot to mention, is your migrating motor complex, your motility, the peristaltic waves that moves waste down at night is very active when you are sleeping, because it's a very long period of fasting. So you are, that's why many people, when they wake up in the morning, they have to have bowel movement, because they've been digesting during the night. Your digestion does not stop at night, it just slows down. That's why you don't want to eat a huge meal before bed, but we'll do another video on optimal times to eat and per circadian rhythm and stuff like that later. But for now, the best optimal time to take a probiotic is on an empty stomach, a couple hours, about 3 or 4 hours after eating dinner, right before bed. The second best time is when you first wake up in the morning, but you have to delay breakfast about an hour or two later to let the bacteria, get past the stomach and the duodenum before you eat. And that is the second optimal time to take a probiotic. And that, your stomach's empty, your stomach pH should be higher than if you just eaten a meal. And so if you wait an hour or two or even 3, let's say you're intermittent fasting, before you take your probiotic supplement, it will survive longer. So if you cannot, for some reason, take a probiotic supplement between those two times, and let's say you have to take it with a meal, because it upsets your stomach, I'd recommend maybe doing a snack between lunch and dinner, just a very, very small snack, and taking it with that. And also, dinner should be your smallest meal, so it should have the least amount of fat and protein. If you're taking a probiotic, you need to take it, because it upsets your stomach with food. Then what I would suggest doing is make sure that breakfast is your largest meal with protein and fat, and dinner has less protein and fat and more vegetables, and more carbohydrates, and see if maybe that helps protect the bacteria or the yeast or whatever probiotic that you're ingesting from stomach acid and bile, so that it hopefully survives and gets to where it needs to go. So the two optimal times to take a probiotic is before bed and when you first wake up in the morning. Now, if you take it before bed, hopefully you ate dinner at between 6 or 7. You're going to bed between 10 or 11. And if you first wake up in the morning, wait 2 or 3 hours before eating breakfast. The longer you wait, the more likely that the bacteria or any organisms that you ingest will survive. One thing I also want to mention too, of course, always when you take a probiotic, drink filtered water or non-chlorinated water, because the chlorinated water will have some effect on the microorganisms that you are ingesting. Like if you got a powder like Gut Pro and you're mixing it with water, you would not want to dump it in chlorinated water, standard tap water. And you would not want to dump it in hot water like a tea, because heat will kill microorganisms as well. So you want to make sure that it's either room temperature or slightly cold when you mix it with water. If you're taking a powdered probiotic, if you're taking capsules, you can buy acid. That's another thing too. You can buy acid-resistant probiotics using acid-resistant capsules. However, they're not as resistant to bile, and there will be some exposure to bile to that in the small intestines. So, though it may protect the bacteria against acid, it doesn't really protect them against bile. So if you're not eating a very fatty, heavy food, and like let's say you're eating a salad, and you take probiotics with acid-resistant capsules, then that might be okay too. But I just wanted to put that out there. But still, the most optimal times to take it is at night before you go to bed and when you first wake up in the morning. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I know it was a short one, but I hope you found it informative, and please have a great day.